So Bobcat just changed up their hydraulic oil, the oil that we've been using for years, the oil that we're all used to, this all-season hydraulic oil. This is really good stuff. It's not the synthetic oil. However, this all-season oil had a great protection on it. What I write down, negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit up to 120 degrees ambient temperature Fahrenheit. This is good oil. We've been using this for many years. You probably remember I still got some of this black jug in stock from a few years ago. Then they changed to this clear jug here. But the reason I want to talk about hydraulic oils today, because I went to the dealer and I got a chance to see this beautiful Platinum T76. Man, I was like, oh, I really wanted to see this thing while I was walking around checking it out. And I happened to notice that the hydraulic oil in the sight glass was blue. It looked like a Kool-Aid blue color. And I haven't ever seen this in a Bobcat machine where they change the colors of the oil like that. So I started doing a little research and it looks like they've got a blue and a red oil now. The blue oil is an ISO VG, what I got here, 46. So it's got a viscosity of 46. You know, this all-season oil, Bobcat never really told us what the viscosity of this oil was. We always thought it's kind of around a 46, something like that. But nobody really knows for sure. But now with the new hydraulic oils, they're telling us exactly what they are. So they call it the VG46, the blue oil, is a cold weather climate oil. You see it's kind of recommended on this map here for the northern states, kind of the northern part of the country. And the red oil is for like the southern states, the warmer climates. Now this red oil is a VG68, ISO VG68. So now we got two oils to worry about in our machines, but you can mix the two. It's okay, no big deal. And I believe we can even mix it with this all season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still researching this. I say we got two oils, but we've actually got three oils now, because the brand new T86 and the S86, you know, they're taking orders now, but as of September 2022, as far as I know, there's none in the market other than the test ones. They're using their own oil. They got a more advanced hydraulic system with the Superflow on them, and they're using their own oil. And I do not know what that oil is yet. However, I know it's not this VG46 or 68. They're calling for a different oil for it. So it looks like the blue is good from negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees. So negative 40 is the coldest temperatures, you know, that's subarctic there, up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And the red is good for 10 degrees above zero, up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, the reason I want to talk about oils is because I see this question asked all the time on the forums and the Facebook groups is, what's the best oil, or what substitute hydraulic oil can I use in my machine? And you're going to get 50 different opinions on what oil to use. You're going to hear everything from motor oil to AW32, AW46, AW68. You're just going to get all kinds of different opinions, and they're going to tell you to stick with the Bobcat hydraulic oil. And I've been doing this for over 25 years, and I can honestly say I've never seen a hydraulic system failure from using like the wrong viscosity, or not necessarily the manufacturer specified hydraulic oil for their particular equipment. I think all hydraulic oils are good to an extent. Now, I've seen a lot of failures from contamination, of course, you know, water, DEF, diesel. I've seen insecticides in the hydraulic system just wipe out a complete system. But just say I put a AW46 in this 595, do I expect to have a hydraulic failure? No, not necessarily. The AW oil is not recommended for these machines because it's just not really designed for the high pressure hydrostatic systems that we have on these machines. You know, the AW oils, or anti-wear, you'll see AW46 or whatever. That's what a lot of people recommend is AW32, AW46. They're just not designed for these hydrostatic systems. They're more for hydraulic systems. In these machines, we've got a hydrostatic system and we've got a hydraulic system, and they both use the same oil. So we want to make sure that we stick with a good hydrostatic oil like the ISO, the VG rated oils. So whenever you go, you know, to your Napas or whatever, make sure you're getting an ISO 46 oil. ISO 46 is what I recommend for these machines. You'll get a bunch of different opinions on that, but this is coming from, I guess, all the research I've done and the best information I can provide you. ISO VG46 is going to work for most of the machines. Like I said, we can go to that heavier oil for the Florida, Texas, and all that. Their new red oil, which is the ISO VG68. So, do not use AW oils. Just don't do it. Just avoid AW oils if you can. Like I said, if you put it in there, your system's not gonna blow up on you. Just to try to avoid the AWs. Just stick with the ISO. Yes, it is more expensive than the AWs, but it's what's recommended for these machines. It's designed more for these high pressure hydrostatic systems. ISO, or International Standardization Organization, International Organization of Standardization, however you want to say it, ISO is kind of like a worldwide rating that everyone uses to say that it's the same compatible type oil. So if we say it's an ISO 46, it's going to be the same worldwide. An AW 46 actually has a thicker viscosity than an ISO 46, so that's just something to be aware of. So whenever possible, try to stick with an ISO 46 oil for your machine. You're also going to hear motor oil. Yes, back in the 90s, in your manual, it may say that there's, all the way up into the 2000s, it said that a good substitute for the hydraulic oil was a motor oil, like a 10W30. However, the engine oils are completely blended different today than they were 20 years ago. They're specifically designed for the engines today. They're not that old school type petroleum. They're not designed for high pressure hydrostatic systems. Again, like the AWs, each oil has a specific purpose. Avoid engine oil at all costs. Engine oil is actually a little more expensive than the ISO hydraulic oil, so whenever possible, stick with the ISO. Well, how about the chain case? The wheeled machines, the rubber tire machines, they all have a chain case on, I'd say a center chain case, but now the brand new R series has outside 2 individual chain cases. And what's inside of that is chains, bearings, sprockets, not necessarily high pressure hydrostatic oil. It's just lubricating bearings and sprockets and chains. So in that case, Bobcat's still going to recommend their all-weather hydraulic oil. Now that this is discontinued, I don't know what they're actually recommending for the chain case. I'll have to look into that and find out. But as far as the chain case goes, I would use a universal tractor oil, an AW hydraulic oil, motor oil, hell, whatever you got laying around, I'd throw in the chain case just to keep them chains and sprockets and bearings lubricated. No big deal. We don't have to be real specific, because this oil is very expensive. So if you can find that cheaper universal tractor oil to fill up your chain case, if you're doing that, because that's up to like 10, 12 gallons in the chain case, so that can get real expensive real quick. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Yeah, I'm still looking into this. Bobcat just changed this on us, and I'm still learning, but I will kind of keep you updated as we go. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer it. I'm still looking into this, like I said, and we'll all learn together. I'm pretty sure that the new oils are going to be compatible with this, because you're not going to be able to buy this anymore, but hell, if you can find this and you can buy it, stock up on it while you can, so we don't have to worry about mixing with those other oils. But again, thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.